My Weirder School, Book Number 5, Miss Beard is Weird, written by Dan Gutman, pictures by Jim Pelot. Chapter 7, The Stunt Teacher. We were told to go back to class until the end of the day. Mr. Granite was happy about that. He said we could finally get some work done. Today we're going to talk about, but he didn't get the chance to finish his sentence because you'll never believe who came running into the door at that moment. Nobody. Why would you want to run into a door? That would hurt. But you'll never believe who came running into the doorway. It was Miss Beard and a camera crew. "Granite, baby," she said, throwing her arm around Mr. Granite's shoulder. "I felt bad about what happened when we filmed you in class. I wanted to give you another chance to be a star." Okay," said Mr. Granite. All the lights and cameras were set up, and Miss Beard yelled, "Action!" "Today we're going to talk about fractions," Mr. Granite told us. A fraction is a number that expresses part of a group. The number above the line is called the numerator. The number below the line is called the cut. Miss Beard yelled, "Granite, baby, you're putting everybody to sleep with that fraction mumbo-jumbo. Try it again, and this time put a little pizzazz into it, will ya?" Okay, I'll try. Action! "If two fractions have the same denominator," said Mr. Granite, "their sum is the sum of the numerators over the denominator." "Cut!" hollered Miss Beard. "Bring in the stunt teacher." "What?" shouted Mr. Granite. "Stunt teacher? I'm sorry, Granite baby, but this just isn't working out," said Miss Beard. "I gotta bring in somebody who can grab viewers by the eyeballs." "You can't do that," protested Mr. Granite. "I spent years learning how to teach math." "Chill, baby, it's temporary," said Miss Beard. "Where's my stunt teacher? Where's Mr. Brown?" Suddenly, a guy came walking into the class on his hands. He did a somersault and a cartwheel and jumped up onto Mr. Granite's desk. He had a big red nose and orange hair sticking out on both sides. "Hi, boys and girls," he said in a funny voice, honking his nose. "Mr. Brown is a clown," I shouted. "You can call me Brownie the Clowny." Mr. Granite stood there staring with his mouth open. Brownie skipped out of the room and came back with a plate full of pies. "Fractions are fun, kids," he said. "If I cut this banana cream pie into 8 slices and I eat one of them, how much of the pie did I eat?" "1/8, yelled Alexia, who is really good in math. "Right," said Brownie. "And if I were to take 2 slices of the pie and throw them at your teacher, how much of the pie would I throw?" "1/4, shouted Alexia. 2/8 is the same as 1/4. "Right," shouted Brownie. Then he picked up 2 pieces of pie and threw them at Mr. Granite. They hit him right in the head. Banana cream was dribbling down his face. Mr. Granite looked like he was going to explode. I had never seen him so mad. "What if I took a whole pie?" Mr. Granite shouted, "and shoved it in your clowny face." Mr. Granite picked up one of the pies and pushed it into Brownie's face. It was cool. Then Brownie picked up another pie and threw it at Mr. Granite. But he ducked, and the pie hit Emily in the face instead. She was on the floor, freaking out. Then she went running out of the room. What a crybaby. "Food fight," we all hollered. Mr. Granite and Brownie the clown were furiously grabbing hunks of pie and throwing them at each other. Gobs of banana cream were flying all over the classroom. When they ran out of pies to throw, Brownie the clown and Mr. Granite started wrestling on the floor. It was a real Kodak moment. Andrea pulled Miss Beard off to the side. "I really don't think this is going to help anybody learn about fractions," Andrea told her. "Who cares?" replied Miss Beard. "It makes great TV. The ratings will go through the roof." Chapter 8. Free for All. When we got to school the next day, everybody was told to go around to the playground. And you'll never believe in a 1,000,000 years what was back there. A giant swimming pool, and it was filled with mud. "Welcome to the real teachers of elementary school," Miss Beard said into the camera. "We know the teachers here are great singers and dancers. Today, we're going to see if they're any good at mud wrestling." Yay! Everybody went except for Andrea, who rolled her eyes and said it looked disgusting. The teachers were standing at the edge of the pool, wearing bikinis. It was hilarious. Believe me, Mr. Docker does not look good in a bikini. "When I blow my whistle, all the teachers will jump into the pool," said Miss Beard. "The first 4 teachers who climb out will advance to the next round. The others will be eliminated. Is everybody ready?" "This is gonna be cool," I said to Michael. "What are we going to learn from this?" asked Andrea. "It doesn't sound very educational to me." "Oh, that's where you're wrong," said Miss Beard. "While the teachers are mud wrestling, they also have to recite multiplication tables. On your mark, get set, go!" Miss Beard blew her whistle. The teachers jumped into the pool. We all started yelling and screaming. As soon as Miss Small landed in the mud, she started to climb out of the pool. But Mr. Mackey grabbed her before she reached the edge and threw her into the middle. She was completely covered in mud. Then Mr. Mackey tried to climb out of the pool, but Miss Laney grabbed his leg and he fell face first into the mud. He made a big splat. "Don't forget about your times tables," shouted Miss Beard. 1 times 3 is 3, yelled Miss Leakey as she grabbed Miss Coco and put her in a headlock. 2 times 3 is 6, yelled Mr. Granite as he dived on top of Mrs. Yonkers. Mud was flying everywhere. Every time one of the teachers tried to climb out of the pool, one of the other teachers would pull them back into the mud. It was getting hard to tell who was who, because all the teachers were brown and slimy and slippery. 3 times 3 is 9, yelled Miss Hannah as she got hit with a mud pie in the face. 4 times 3 is 12, yelled Miss Laney as she belly flopped into the muck. Wow, these teachers are great wrestlers, shouted Miss Beard, and they really know their math. Finally, Miss Leakey and Mr. Mackey teamed up to dunk Miss Coco, and they managed to climb out of the pool together. Eat mud, you hot dog heads, shouted Mr. Mackey. The Musketeers rule the pool. While they were celebrating, Mr. Granite and Miss Small climbed out of the other end of the pool together. Miss Beard blew her whistle to signal that the game was over. Okay, she shouted. The winners are Miss Leakey and Mr. Granite of the Musketeers and Miss Small and Mr. Granite of the Hot Dog Heads. The other teachers are eliminated. Let's give all our teacher wrestlers a big round of applause. We all cheered, whistled, and clapped in a circle. Mr. Docker, Miss Coco, Miss Laney, Miss Hannah, and Mrs. Yonkers slowly climbed out of the pool, covered from head to toe with yucky mud. They looked like a bunch of chocolate Easter bunnies. Chapter 9. We're out of here. When we got to school the next day, Miss Beard was all excited. She told us that every night millions more people were tuning in to watch the real teachers of elementary school on TV. Everybody wanted to see who was going to be the winner. The ratings are through the roof, she said. There were just 4 teachers left. Mr. Mackey and Miss Leakey of the Musketeers and Miss Small and Mr. Granite of the Hot Dog Heads. After all that singing, dancing, and mud wrestling, they were worn out, tired, and maybe even a little cranky. Okay, Miss Beard announced to the camera. Today our teachers are going to bake cakes. The teacher who bakes the best cake, she didn't get the chance to finish her sentence. That's dumb, yelled Miss Small. I don't want to bake a cake. Me neither, said Mr. Mackey. I don't know the first thing about baking a cake, said Miss Leakey. This is ridiculous, said Mr. Granite. What could baking cakes possibly have to do with education? Nothing, replied Miss Beard, but our research shows that people like to watch other people bake cakes on TV. Well, we're not doing it, announced Mr. Granite. Yeah, said Miss Small. If I have to bake a cake, I'm out of here. Me too, said Mr. Granite. Find us something else to do. Okay, said Miss Beard. Today our teachers are going to eat bugs. The teacher who eats the most bugs. I'm not eating bugs, yelled Mr. Mackey. He was really mad. But our research shows that next to baking cakes, the one thing people like to watch most on TV is other people eating bugs, said Ms. Beard. I don't care what your research shows, shouted Mr. Mackey. I'm not eating bugs, and by the way, that's my final answer. I've had enough of reality TV, said Mr. Granite. I quit. What if we had a tug of war? Suggested Miss Beard, and the team that loses falls into a pit filled with Porky's pork sausages. No, all four teachers replied. Look, Mr. Mackey said, we're not falling into any pits. We're not going to eat any bugs, and we're not going to bake cakes or wrestle in mud anymore. We're sick of your dumb games, so we're leaving the show. Don't you care about winning the... No! The four teachers got up to leave. Wait! Shouted Miss Beard, stopping them. Okay, I get it. I won't make you bake cakes or eat bugs or fall into pits filled with pork sausages. But if you stay, I'll donate another $1 million to the school. They stopped. What's the catch? Asked Miss Small. You will have to do the most challenging, frightening, and humiliating thing anyone has ever done on a TV show, said Miss Beard. What? Asked the teachers. And you'll never believe in 1,100 years what the teachers would have to do. I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. But you have to read the next chapter.